record it on my computer. Okay.
Okay, welcome to our May 8th team call, first day of Fit Wars. And we're just so excited that everybody's here with us. And those who are watching the recording, we send you so much love. Okay, so today we're going to talk about the importance of consults. We are going to talk about the product of the week. We are going to talk about the importance of follow-ups. And I think that's everything. And then we're going to go over the calendar a little bit. So that is the plan for tonight. So I'm going to start it off and I'm going to start talking a little bit about consults and the importance of them. So back in my former life, it really was a former life, I was a national sales rep for a newspaper for 11 years. I was in advertising. It was print advertising, which is like a dinosaur now. It's long and gone and dead. But I would go in and I would I started out with local businesses and I would go in and I would talk to the owners and talk to them about like advertising and what their needs were. And how I was trained was that I wouldn't go in and just talk about our newspaper and what we had to offer. I would go in there and I would first create what we call relatedness. And so I would actually start talking to them about their life, right? Like doing form, right? So I would talk to them about all of those things. And then I would do what's called a needs analysis. So I didn't talk about my product until the end. It was all about them and where they were in their business, what their life was like, what their needs were, all of those things. And the reason is because I could never recommend my newspaper or a program or an advertising program unless I knew what their needs were. Kind of delayed here. Hold on. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about sales 101 because everyone is so scared to say sales. Oh my goodness, I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to come off as a salesperson. But let me tell you, you do sales all day long and you don't even know it, right? Like when you are talking to your kids and asking them to do something, you are selling that job to them all the time. When you have an idea and you want to go out with your friends somewhere, you're selling them where you're going to go or your hubby, and you're like, you want to go to a restaurant and you're like, oh my God, and it's going to have this and it's going to have this and it's just right on the way to where we're going next. That's sales. And so you do sales all day long in different ways and you don't know it. And so it's not a dirty, nasty word. It's actually just really sharing something that you think is great and inviting someone to, creating relatedness so that they want to be a part of it and inviting them to be a part of it. That is really what sales is. And so how are you a good salesperson? How is that? And so the first thing is that you create relatedness with the person you're talking to. You shoot the shit with them. You talk to them. Sorry, if there's kids on here, you ask them questions about their life. That is all about creating a relationship. It's about creating relatedness. And then after that, you do the invite. And then they say, yes, they're interested in whatever it is that you're inviting them to. You cannot send them information on our program without really knowing where they are at. You have to do a needs analysis. You have to find out from them what their nutrition looks like, where they feel like they're stopped on their journey, what their hangups are, where they, where they are with their workouts. Do they have any kind of injuries that are going to prevent them? Are there any things that they really hate about working out? What their season of life looks like? These are all the questions I ask before I even talk about our program. And that is the biggest thing, because then when you are done asking them all those questions, you can share with them about the program based on what their answers were. You can say, you know how you have such a hard time getting to the gym because it is 20 minutes away and then you got to pick up your kids and you got to do this. Well, guess what? We have an amazing program that you can do right from your home and your kids can be right there next to you. You know how you said that you couldn't afford a gym membership, or like you can take what they said and then bring it into you presenting the information to them so that they can see how it can actually fit into their life. That is you being a responsible partner, right? Like you're looking out for them. So it's, so that really is the importance of the consult. So the consult is everything, because in the consult is actually you building the relationship with the person on the other side of that conversation. It's you letting them get to know you as well, right? Like lots of times they'll say something, I'll say, oh my gosh, you know what? I had the same thing happen to me with this. And then I'll ask the next question. So you're having compassion for where they're at. You're sharing with them sometimes a little bit about yourself, and then you're going further into another question. And so you really are building a relationship within that conversation, so that by the end of the conversation, they really feel like they're your friend. You feel like you pretty much know them, and you feel very comfortable presenting the information.
I'm listening. What?
So that pretty much is why you want to do a consult. Now, do I sometimes just send people information? Absolutely. And I don't hide that I am a body partner. There was a time where I used to, but if someone says, yes, I want information, I'll say I'm a body partner and I run these amazing groups with my team and we give you workouts and support. Do you want more information on that? And then if they say yes, I say, okay, awesome. And I'm going to ask you just a few questions so I know where you're at in your journey so I can make the best recommendation for you. Yes. Okay. What are your goals? And then we start. Okay. And lots of times I'll voice message them back. So you can work from the script that we have, but you can obviously ad lib and ask questions out of other things that they say. Like if they say they hate vegetables, I don't just move on to the next questions. I'm like, well, what vegetables do you hate? Do you like salad? Do you like, can you put spinach in a shake? Like I will ask more questions so I know. And so you want to really get to know where that person is at. Yeah, and then from there you can, and here's the thing, based off of everything that they said, at the end of the conversation, if it's a no, from that consult, you can then say, I know you said this is really expensive, but here's the thing. You said you eat out like 3 to 4 times a week. What if you weren't eating out 3 to 4 times a week and you were actually saving that money, because you were cooking and saving money and you were feeling better? Like you can actually take some of that information and have them see it through a different lens. So it really is like you're talking to a friend. How would you talk to a friend to tell them a good deal or explain something to them? So you really have to flip it so that you are in their world. It's about them. It's not about you making a sale. It's not about you getting SE points. It's about you really finding what's going to work for them. I sold a lot of people in the Fit Wars on $89 in collagen. Why? Because I wanted them to get in there. I wanted them to feel the results. I wanted them to feel the power of community and connection. And I know that from that, I'm going to build a lifer. But that's because of my genuine care for them, right? And so at the end of the day, that's what you are. You're an investigator. You want to find out what they need. That is always what I recommend. But sometimes it might not be the best thing, right? And so you have to, and you can even tell them, we have this package, but I really think that this is going to be a better fit for you. Maybe we just start with shakes and listening to some personal development, and I'll check in with you every day, something like that. So the consult really is everything. So our instinct is to jump in and share it all. We have this and oh my God, and we have this and Fit Wars and all of that, right? But that's not always, that's not to the benefit of them. Lots of times they don't see the value. If someone says it's too much, it's too expensive, it's because when they see the value, that's when they're like, oh, that makes sense. So that's why it's so important to do the consult, because you are creating value as you're doing the consult with them. And then they're actually seeing the kind of person that you are by you guys going back and forth. And then by the end, and that's why you want to voice message a little bit more. So I switch it up. I'll voice message and then I'll send questions. And so I mix it up a little bit so that they can actually hear your voice. They can hear that you care. They can hear that how you're explaining things. And then they realize that they really want you to be their coach. And so that really is you being able to form that relationship with them. So yeah, that's all I have. So don't ever skip that part. It's the most important part. It's where you're building the relationship. it's not salesy. It's actually you being a really good human being, getting to know this person and recommending something that's going to benefit them. So don't shy away from, and if you're scared, that's when you should be in a three-way with your upline and asking them to help. And just using all the resources that are at your fingertips. So much stuff is in boards. There are so, coming into the pods and saying, how would you respond to this? Sending us all screenshots. You can see everyone will probably have different responses and you could take the one that you like best, right? So like really utilizing us as your resources and tools. And that's what I have on consults.
Thanks, Kate. Would it be helpful to see the boards? Has anyone not seen them? Do you not know what Kate's talking about? There's a board called Consult, and it literally has like the questions, like exactly what to say and what to ask. I think it's maybe the transition, Kate, like from when they've invited somebody, says, yes, I want more info. What's your next message then?
So if they say, yes, I want more info, if I've never talked to them before, so it really has to do with like how many times you've invited them or whatever. If I've never talked to them before, I do have a message, and maybe I'll add that to the consult that says, you know what, I have an amazing virtual boot camp. We give you meal plans, we give you support, recipes, all of those things. And it's really an amazing place to do this journey. And then I ask again, I'd love to share more with you. Can I ask you a few questions?
And I think that's under the invite script, but maybe move that as the first question in the consult, maybe.
Yeah, I will. So I'll move that over there. And then I go into the consult asking them, okay, so can you share with me your goals? And the consult there is an outline. You don't have to follow it verbatim. It's just there for you to go off of. You use your own words, use voice message and ask the questions, like whatever is going to work for you. But you do want to get that information that's in the consult. You want to have that in your brain before you always present everything.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
I just want to comment real quick on consultations. Consultations are so important, and coming from being a hairstylist for years, I always use this example when I'm trying to explain to somebody, like, I feel like a consultation is just a dance. Like there's no, like Kate said, it's not verbatim. Like every consultation is going to be different. I look at it like this. Do I have enough information right now that I would cut and color this person's hair? And this is what I mean. Like if somebody were to come in and show me, like this would happen when I used to teach at the Institute. Someone would come in and show one of the students a picture and say, I like this. Well, the picture has a long bang, a bob, and it's light. Well, what they like about the picture is the bang and the color, not this. If the person doesn't ask enough questions to know exactly what the likes are and dive in like Kate's asking, then they're not going to get what they want, right? So it's like making sure that you have all of the pieces, that you feel confident that right now what you're offering is the solution for them. So like with the I just kind of always compared it to that. And I feel like some people, you guys aren't hairstylists or whatever, but it's like, I wouldn't touch someone's hair until I knew all of these things. And it's like, we can't recommend our products or recommend the solution for them when we don't know the solution, because we don't know all of these things. And so it's going to unravel, and it's going to be a dance based on their answers. And then what you just naturally as a human being need to know next to properly guide them. And then I wanted to say one more thing too. Did you say that you ask them if they want more information and then you dive into asking them questions, or do you show them a third-party tool and then follow up and answer questions?
I ask them if they want, I always ask if they want more info. I used to say, do you think this would be, I used to do it different. And then I heard on a call, I always say, do you want more info? Because most people say, yeah, sure, I would love more info.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, it depends on the person, but lots of times I'll just outline the group and I'll just say, this is what we have going on. I'd love to share more with you. Can I ask you a few questions about your journey?
Got it.
And then if they say, yeah, I want to know more, then I'll start with the questions about their journey.
Okay.
That's her script from
Yeah.
the boards.
Yeah.
See,
that
and
she
so
says
I do,
right after.
and so I do consultations a little bit different. And this is based on my time to be able to go back and forth with people, because I don't have a lot of time. So I just want to give this tip too. And then I have to hop off and I'm going to go get the boys. I put it on. I said, why don't you ask the boys? And if they want to stay, then we'll make it work. And he came back and said, they said, nope. We're both like that. If we all would have known earlier, it would have been different, but for it to be thrown, we're all like, so for me, when I reach out and ask someone and they come back and say they want for more information, I lead with excitement. Like, oh my gosh, good. I'm so excited to show you this. For me, it has absolutely changed my life in so many ways. I have a quick video. If I send it, will you watch it? And we can follow up with questions after that. They'll say yes. I send them the video. I follow up the next day. I ask them what they liked best, because if we ask anybody what they like or what did you think, the natural human response is to tell you what they didn't like. Well, the price seemed a lot. That's where the human brain goes. So to ask them, what did you like best? Then they're going to say, oh, well, I liked the fact that there was accountability, the energized looked nice. And you're like, and then once I ask what they liked best and they respond, that's when I start the consultation questions that Kate does. Well, tell me a little bit about, what do you struggle with? What's something that you are looking for right now? So because of my time, I don't like to break down all of the things. I don't like to go back and forth a lot. I just don't have time for it. And if any of you are in my inbox, you might sit in there for a day before I get to you, because that's just how my life is right now. So for me, that's what works. However, there's always those questions. That consultation is a must and it fits somewhere. So I just wanted to throw that in case, there was, there's really, in case somebody was like, needed that tip too. I don't know.
What video? You send one of the calls from Christina, right? Is that the video?
I always send my latest open house.
Oh, that you were on.
That I hosted.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, I don't get on any other. I'm a little bit, I do mine and I invite to mine and I invite to my recordings. And then when somebody says they want more information, I share my latest recording or my favorite thus far that I've hosted. And so I'll be like, this is exciting. I share a little bit of my story in here. A couple of my friends share their testimonials. We talk a little bit about the products and price point. I know it's like 30 to 40 minutes. So if you need to watch it in 10-minute sections and it takes you 1 to 2 days, that's fine. But you're going to get so much from this. And even if your answer is no at the end, you're going to have some like inspiration out of it, something like that. But that's what I'll do. And I don't get any pushback for the length of time it is because of how I set it up. I've had some people be like, I don't know, will this person, like some other people will say, I want to send the open house, but I don't know if they'll watch it. It seems long. Do we have anything less? And here's the thing, what we present it like is what the people will do. I've never had anybody be like that. Well, I've had people be like, oh, 40 minutes, that might take me like a couple days to get through. Cool. And I always say too, like, that's fine. If you have some questions or you're just really excited and you're halfway through, just message me and we can go from there. And sometimes people will be like, I've watched half of it. I don't have time to watch the other half till tomorrow, but I'm in or whatever. And we can take off from there. But I love that one because it's personable. And then since it's me doing it, if it wasn't me doing it and I shared Christina's, then I would be like, this is one of my closest friends. She ran this the other day for our team. She shared her story, which is absolutely amazing. A couple of my other friends were on there that shared their story. And this just outlines like our community as a whole. So check this out. I know you're going to love it. You'll get, inspired at least. And if I check in with you tomorrow, will you have watched it by then? And so that really works for me because then I don't have to lay anything out and I hardly have to answer any questions. And as long as I'm excited about sending it and about what I know it is going to give them, I don't have any issues with people watching it. it's easier for me to invite and send that than it is to an open house, because I'm able to say this was an awesome call, opposed to it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be great. We're going to do this. It's like, it's coming from a place of what we're planning on doing to like, this is what this actually is just more powerful. I've found in conversations too. Yeah. So one more thing with the consultations, I also, yes, I can share those. With the consultations, I also used to do this. It would take me longer to get through because I'd break down the questions and then they'd be like, oh, and what do you think about, oh, so what's Shakeology? Now I go find I tell them I go find the video on Shakeology. I give them the video on Shakeology. Now they watch that. Now they come back. And now I'm like, okay. And then it couples with on demand. Well, what's on demand and what are the programs? And now I have to find a third party tool for this. So just doing it this way has taken my conversations. I can close people quicker because they have it all, it's just how you lay it out. But I have a couple favorites I'll pop in here right now. Yeah.
The other thing I do too is I have that the consult that's in the boards, you guys. I also outline, so I did this to myself. I went to Messenger and I voice messaged myself, outlining our program, like what it is and how powerful it is. And then, so I don't have to keep doing it over and over again. I'll go to my Messenger and I'll forward my recording of my voice message saying, I'll say, listen above, and then below I have it outlined, and then it'll be my recording of it. Cause Rochelle was like, what are you saying listen to for? And I'm like, the listen to is me explaining the program. So that's another thing you can do is like voice record yourself or even video yourself sharing about it, right? Like you could be the third party tool, but we also drop a third party tool in that consult. So. All right, any questions on consults? Because after the consult, you're going for no. And after you get that no, the key is to follow up.
Oh, follow up. Yes. That's me. I should take over. I was gonna I'll add those links to boards. Okay. Let's talk about follow-up. So, you're chatting with these people, whether you've sent the invite, they haven't responded. You've sent the invite, started the consult, they haven't responded. Or you've sent the invite, had the consult, they have responded. All of those scenarios, you have to follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. It's not being pushy. It's not being extra salesy. You guys should see the amount of invites I send to people. I keep inviting people until they tell me, stop messaging me, which doesn't happen. Like they might not answer, and next month I'm going to invite them again. But the amount of times that I have followed up with people and finally got a yes from someone and gotten the response of, thank you so much for not giving up on me, is like countless. I've gotten so many messages, so many messages of like that, just recently, but like over the last 10 years. Okay. Of just, so don't give up on people. People want someone in their corner. People want someone that's going to keep following up. When they say no or they don't respond, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them and the timing of your invite to them. The majority of the time. They already have something that's working right now. Or they don't think they have the time. They don't think they have the energy. They don't think whatever. They don't think they can do it. They don't believe in themselves. They don't trust that they'll follow through because they've never followed through before. All of those things are about them. It's not about you. What is about you is you being that caring person, like Kate was saying, you being that caring friend that is going to keep showing up and asking. Even that person that said, I'm going to, like, I have someone that I just invited again, and I haven't invited her in a couple of years, but she came up in my search to who I was inviting today, and I hadn't invited her in a couple of years. And I looked back at our conversation, and she had been doing some workouts with her friends. I don't know if they were walking together, they were doing something. Just invited her now, and she's like, yeah, I want more info. But last time it was like, no, I've got a good thing going with my friends, or people's seasons of life change. They weren't moms, now they are moms. They were moms of toddlers, now they're moms of, and their time is different. Even month to month can be different. They're focused, like right now, it's May. I'm surprised at how many people we got into Fit Wars, because end of school year is crazy for moms, for teachers, for everybody. But it's also such a great time for us to say 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And we get so many people to commit, which is awesome. But now those people who maybe were like, no, I don't have the time for that, who are teachers, who are moms of kids in school, next month is June. Kids are going to be out of school. Now next week is going to be your time to start following up with those people, because it's already going to be mid-May and we're starting to think about June already, And so it's just so important to take that time to follow up. I have a million, and I need to add them to the boards because I don't think they're in there, but like, there's so many ways that you start that conversation with it not being weird and putting it on them, right? Like saying something along the lines of like, I don't want to be a bother, but I want to be able to help you if this is something that you really want. That could be to somebody who you had already started the conversation with, their goals, put their goals back on them. I'm not here to be a bother. I just want to help you. And you said that you wanted to lose 5 pounds by the end of summer, whatever it is. And I can help you do that, right? Or I want you told me you wanted to start working out. I can easily help you do that. So like just following up. I have a whole just like script, but just I have multiple. I just, as simple as, hey, hope you're doing well. I'm still accepting a few more people into my June group. Were you still thinking about joining us? No worries if not, but I wanted to check. Please let me know either way. I find that is important, because the let me know either way, I've been putting that in a lot of my follow-ups, because especially to people who don't respond. And I do get at least like, no, thanks, or I get no, sorry. Always respond. Don't be sorry. This has nothing to do with me. This has nothing to do with me. And I just leave it at that, because I want to put it back on them, because it doesn't have anything to do with me. When I'm inviting them, right? It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with them. And they're saying sorry because they're like, oh, I feel bad not joining you. Okay, take the pressure off yourself, because it's not about you, right? Like, so, hey, don't be sorry. This isn't about me. This is about me wanting to help people. And if that you're not ready for that, then that's okay. That's on you. I always do. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to be a bother, but I do want to support those who may need it. And I know you were interested in joining a group a while back, so I'm reaching back out. The longer, a lot of these were from like the pandemic, so I have to change. The longer this goes on, the more friends I have joining the groups I run. What do you think? as simple as, I know we've chatted before about your health and fitness goals, but it wasn't a good time for you to get started. But I wanted to check back in, see how you're doing, see if you wanted to jump into my June Fit Club. Also, I hope I'm not bugging you. It's okay if it's not a good time. Didn't want you to be afraid to tell me. I can always check back in a month or so if that's better. Just let me know either way so I can save a spot for you. That I don't want you to be afraid. Also, you could say, I don't want you to be afraid to tell me no, because this isn't about me. You can put it there too. Because I don't have, I wonder if I don't think I have another one. Like, I have no connection to your answer, right? Like, I have no emotional connection to your answer. This isn't about me. This is about me wanting to help you, but this is about you making a decision for your life, for your future. So just super simple ways to follow up. I have a ton. Mompreneur, actually, when I did a search for follow-ups in my Google Drive, I got like a bunch of ones that apparently Mompreneur sends out, which I didn't know. They must be within our folder each month. So look in the folder. Apparently there's some follow-up scripts in there if you're looking for some, but I'll add some to the boards because I think we only have like one kind of simple one about like not having the time before, and maybe the time's better now. But I think some other examples might help take some of that pressure off. But I think the important thing is like, it's not about you. It's about you being a good customer service for your own business and reaching out to people and keeping a list. It's important to have a list of people to follow up with. However you track, I use the Humble Roots planner, Amy Bailey's planner, and within her a day, this is how I've been tracking lately. This is just like the day is like a Bible verse and stuff, and then to-do list and gratitude. And then on the other side, it's like breaks it down in the hour, but then she has connections, invites, follow-ups, social media, and then some additional like check-in stuff. But that's where I've been, and I can just like flip back and be like, okay, who, I can flip back to a page of a million invites and go and follow up with all those people. It's so important to track so that you know who to follow up with, because if you keep it in your head, people are gonna fall through the cracks. Trust me, it's happened more times than I want to admit and over the years. So yeah. Any questions about follow-ups?
Yeah, just remember that the average person needs to be followed up with 7 to 10
times
before
yeah.
they say yes. So, and it's true. I will tell you, like, there'll sometimes be like me inviting somebody, like, no joke, 20 times.
Yeah.
They'll be like, I'm ready. And I'm like, way.
Right.
Going away, but if I hadn't followed up, then she wouldn't say, I'm ready.
I guess that's what I was going to ask too for you guys. How many times, like if I'm inviting, okay, and sometimes I'm like, someone's not answering, you just keep inviting.
I do.
Yeah, I mean, I might give it like, I might give
if they are still watching my stories and they're still mainly watching stories, some, like and comment and likes and comments on like big posts, they're going to keep getting invited because they're still showing up. They're still paying attention to my life. Like, you're going to get an invite until you like tell me to shut up and kick me to the curb. But like, whatever, I'm going to keep inviting you. I've been doing this for 10 years. You know what I do. Like, this isn't, and you can choose. That's fine if you don't want to. And so that's why I do like to put like, kind of let me know either way on an invite. So then people know that like, no, yes, I'm sending this invite to a lot of people. Like, I think that's why people don't respond. They think like, oh, she's sending this to like everybody, right? But like, and when people do, I'm ready to like be like, can you just respond to me? Because it's so annoying. I'm like, just say no. Like, I at least when I get invites to stuff, I'm like, no, sorry. Like, I'm already with a network marketing company because I always get like business invites, you know?
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Anyway, I just would keep inviting.
But yeah, no, a lot. Most new people that I bring on, I have invited them many times.
Okay.
And sometimes I've done full consults a few times with somebody. And they're like, no. And then eventually they're like, it's that right timing. It's the opportunity. It's that you did that one. It's usually like when you're like, oh, I don't want to invite this person again. And then you do it and they're like, yes.
Right.
So just keep that top of mind when it happens to you. Remember that, because it will happen to you if you keep following up. Remember the time that happened, because it does. I used to share it in the chats, like I would screenshot how many times I invited somebody so that you guys could see. I'll start doing that again because it's crazy. Sometimes it'll be like a long line.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're inviting to different opportunities. Now we have a lot of different things going on. So you're inviting to for block, or we're doing a split the pot, or we're doing a health bed, or not, so it's just really like you can invite to different things that we're doing.
And it might just hit somebody different. And or the timing might just be right, like I said, different season of life, different, whatever. Leah, did you have something too? I saw you raising your hand.
Yeah, I have a quick question. I'm kind of new to Instagram, like newer, I should say. So do you know if the person that are watching are clicking on your story, or are they just like moving through? You know how like it will just like, you might just like see someone's and then like exit out of there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so if someone, for example,
they're watching it.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
They're clicking through. I mean, when you watch stories, do you watch them? Usually,
most of them, yeah.
Yeah, so they're like you and me. They're watching.
Right.
Stories.
I like to watch.
Yes,
okay, because I was just wondering.
What's she eating? What's she
They're
eating?
trying to zoom in. You're like, oh, it looks good. Okay, I was just wondering because I wasn't really sure if that was like, because I do see like the same people popping up, and I'm always like, I wonder if they're just like skipping through, or are they stopping and actually watching like I do? And how does Instagram like connect that to you? You know what I mean? Like, oh, they watch your story. Well, do they watch it, or they just move through it? And that was my question.
And those are the people, well, we'll talk about that on Thursday, but you should be reaching out to those people who are watching your stuff because they're in your business. So you should be sending them an invite if they're in. I mean, most of the people I get is not even from posts, it's from my stories.
Okay.
It's because they're in there, they're watching, they see you. That's like for you to be real and raw is in your stories, really.
And maybe this question can go to Amanda. A lot of work friends like are watching and I see them every day. So Amanda, would you as a teacher reach out to those people? Because you know how the buildings are like so close. You know what I mean? Like you're always around those people, you see them.
Yeah. I think it depends on your relationship with the person. Like I have some of my neighbors who like, we're such good friends. And I don't want that friendship to feel weird, right? Like, and that's probably what you're feeling like. You don't want that to feel weird. And so there's a couple that I recently invited and I said, this is like no pressure, like, but you're watching my stories every day. And are you interested in what I do? Like, and what I have to offer, right? And both of them were like, no, not right now. And that's okay. I at least like put it out there. And they both have their thing and whatever, and that's fine. But at least like we've like broken that wall. Like it's almost as
like the white elephant in the room.
Yeah, it's almost like an elephant in the room, but at the same time, you don't want to cross a weird line and make it uncomfortable. But then like Gabby had these two huge successes from work. Who did you invite them in person, Gabby? Or was it because they were following your Instagram or whatever?
Initially, no, initially it was just through messaging.
Yeah.
And then this past time it was face to face.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
And
could
had they were
do an invite where it's like not so in your face, where it's like, hey, I don't even know if you'd be interested in this, but I have a group
Yeah.
coming up. Would you want some info? That's
Right.
not
Or I
like,
could just wait till June when everyone's not going to see each other every day. Then it
It
won't be
could
weird.
also be though, like an accountability thing where like you could like put something in the building. Hey, I'm gonna work out in my room after school today. Does anyone want to come work out with me?
That would be cool.
And you could open it up that way and do a workout with everyone. I know like we used to do that when I was still in the classroom, like, and you get some people that would stay after
Yeah.
school because like that's the easiest time to do it if you're not doing it in the morning, is like right after before you go home, otherwise it's not getting done, right? Like at least that's how it was for me. I had to like
yeah, for
stay
sure.
after, so people know, and people if they're watching they know what you do, and so like yeah, I would just throw the
Okay.
invite out there
Thanks for answering that.
and don't make it weird, like if
Don't make it
you
so
feel
weird.
Like just don't make it weird, just make
Great.
it
I
like
try not to be too weird. I'm pretty weird,
Yeah.
but it's yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's going to be, so it is going to be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's,
It
it's
is a little
Yeah.
like
uncomfortable.
inviting your close friends.
yeah.
That was hard. I had to share about it with them. That's a whole nother call, but I think, but like the fact that I'm doing this whole fit thing this is the first time I've ever done anything like this with my friends. And I've been
Yeah.
coaching for almost 7 years.
How did you invite them, Kate? I mean, that does kind of go with this.
So over the years, they've become my clients, just buying body, or somebody might get Shakeology. But for the challenge, I was, one of the girls is going through a divorce. So I actually said, hey, I think this would be really great for Kim, to a couple of the girls. And I was like, it would be really great if we had, if we all did this together so that she could show up for herself. And then some people were out, and then I don't know, eventually they came around, they upgraded to body. I got a couple of my collagens. They're all like in our message pod doing so good too. I'm so proud of them.
That's good, because you were like, they're probably not going to show up.
I didn't think they would, but I told you the one girl wasn't getting my messages. So, I mean, it's like a slip. I always say friends are the worst people to coach because it's hard to coach them, but it's what you do. It's hard not to invite people because it's what you do and it brings you joy, right? So it's just, you have to look at it from a different perspective of not imposing on them, but actually, like, what if you could actually help them, right?
Yeah.
And give them resources and tools that they didn't have before. That's really all it is. It's like, would you invite them to your restaurant that you're opening? Yes, you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Okay.
Right. Any other follow-up questions? Hopefully this was helpful. Consults, follow-ups is a good call. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm so tired.
Well, you guys are like on fire and talking to lots of people, so that's amazing. So keep doing that. Even though Fit Wars is done, we have Energize we're talking about this week, and then next week we should really like focus on doing what you talk about is what people pay attention to. So doing coaching posts, partner posts, start doing those like towards the end of this week into next week, because we have something to invite to. You can invite them to that. You can invite them on a 3-way call with one of us. Like there's just a lot of different ways that you could get people engaged. But if you don't talk about it, then people won't know that it's an opportunity available to them. They really won't. And so you have to talk about how it's changed your life and get real and personal about it. Because your biggest fans and followers are actually your own clients. And if you're not talking about it, your clients read every single one of your posts. So what you're talking about is what they're paying attention to. So like taking it from that perspective. So everybody do partner posts next week. And it's just like anything else. The more you do them, the easier it gets. So, and the wake up call was really good this week, you guys. Listen to it. It was so, so good. And she's a teacher and she was a gym rat too. So that was a really good call. And she had a powerful story. It was really good. And
All right, we were gonna do some recognition.
yeah, yes.
I almost
Ready?
forgot about it. This is exciting. So many of you are on the board for $500 extra on top of your commissions. I don't have yours, Gabby. We can add you to our board, but I don't have yours in our team stuff. Nicole already has 7. She's so close. That girl's gonna crush it probably this week. Girlfriend, if you're watching this, I know that you are. Rochelle's at 5 already. You're halfway there. Woohoo, girlfriend. So exciting. Vanessa has 4 already, which is awesome. Vanessa's one of our Canadian coaches. She doesn't jump on the team call that often, but she is crushing it right now. She hit Success Club last month. Cheryl hit Success Club in her first week this month and got 3 checks on the board, which is awesome. Lindsay Francis was at 3, but you tell me, is she still on here? She's not. She was on here. If there's more, and tell me if this is wrong, because all I have is like last month's report and then trying to figure it out if you rang the bell. So that's how we figured it out. So, but I have Megan is 1, Susan, Jessica, Katie, Christy, you're on the call, Carly, Jill, Leah, Kate Provin, Nikki, Carrie, Kelly, Amanda, Brianna, and Ivina are all on the board for that $500 bonus. So if you need me to update this, send me a little message, do a little chat right now, and I can update it. If you've sold another pack this month and I don't know about it, I think Christy, you have. So we can add to it.
I think Christy,
sure.
didn't you do 2 last month? I think Christy did 2 last month and she's done 1 this month, right? So she's
She
on
should
for
be at 3.
And
And
Leah, I don't remember how many. I think it might be more for you, but I have to check.
I have to look because I think I was trying to check in the office. Someone just ordered today. She ordered 1, an essentials pack, and then someone ordered 1 on Friday, and then another person ordered 1 on Wednesday last week. So I don't know if that's what's on there or not. I'll take a look.
Yeah. Did you have 1 last month?
Yeah.
And then 3 this month?
Mm-hmm.
You already paid. You
Maybe
already
at
you
4.
hit the Changing Lives Club this month for May.
That's what I thought, but it's not
She's
showing
about
up.
to, I
in my
think.
Okay.
If it
Let
went
us
through
know
today,
if
it's not
you-
showing up yet.
Okay.
Like it'll show up probably tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
have
ring
3.
that bell tomorrow and we'll
The
recognize you.
bell.
I will.
And we'll get that
That's
recognition in.
Good
Wait,
job,
Rochelle,
everyone.
did you hit Success Club already? No.
She's
You have
close.
2 though this month, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 4,
Okay.
SC4 right now, so, but I'll get there.
Me too.
Yes, she's getting
Oh,
her.
and she got her
Success
Success Club trip invite
I'm so
today,
excited.
or it's coming tomorrow. So keep looking in your email. Make sure, has everybody signed up for the wait list? You will not get an email invite if you do not sign up on the wait list.
And you don't
Whether
need to hit
think
Success
you
Club.
don't
every
need to hit
month to
Success
get
Club
an
every month.
invite. You
Just
don't.
fill out that form. Fill out the wait list form if you have not. Everybody, every single person on this call should, and everybody watching the recording. And then do we want to try and do an energize
Yes.
reel? So in the past, guys that are newer, this was in like 2020, we would do all of these collaboration reels where we would pass our energize to each other. but obviously we don't all live by each other. So there's a couple different ways you could do it. You could like slide it in, but I think what we found was a little easier to just throw it and catch it, because then it doesn't matter which direction people are coming from.
From the left to the right.
From the left to the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
if you're looking at your phone, someone's like throwing you the energize, you're drinking it, doing your dance or whatever, and then passing it to the right or throwing it to the right.
yeah. So to catch it for yourself, you just have to kind of throw it and catch it
Like that.
outside of your screen.
Yeah.
That
like,
makes sense. Catch it in screen, but throw it to yourself out of screen.
yes.
We can edit it too. So I can edit it. So if you feel like whatever, just at least like throw it up and catch it. And I can edit that and then throw it to your right. So catch from your left and throw to your right.
Yes.
So do it in a shaker bottle. If you don't normally do it in a shaker bottle, do it in a shaker bottle. And if you could do that tomorrow, then send them to me tomorrow or Wednesday. How about we say by Wednesday? And then I can put it together on Wednesday sometime. We can share it on Thursday. But it'll be fun. So you take a drink, and then you throw it. You can't go too long because we only have, I guess, a minute,
Yeah,
but
like real
we'll
quick.
make it work. We'll find a fun song to put it to. And if I find our example or the one we did before, I'll throw it in the team thread so you can see kind of what we're talking about. But that'll be fun to do because it's Energize Week. You can send it to me on Facebook Messenger would be best, because not Instagram, because I can't download a video. Well, I think I can now, but Facebook Messenger would be best. It's Amanda Huber Byrne on Facebook. I think most of you are. I think I'm friends with all of you, but that's my Facebook name.
And we'll send ideas. We should tag each other on things we're doing in our stories with it too.
Yeah, tag each other with your like energized stuff. I'm not drinking energize every day, so this will be. But I have been having it. I had it today because I really needed it. I was tired this morning. But all right, anything else? I think Lindsay already took a pic and she shared it in the thread, so we're good on the pic today.
Okay. All right, awesome. Anybody else have anything to say? All right, love you guys.
No.
Make sure that
All right.
you are checking in the Fit Wars, motivating your team, bringing all your energy. Leah, let me know what happens with your friend. And
right.
let's rock the week.
Have a great week, everyone.
Good night.